Lake Titicaca, the vast icy expanse of water resting at a breathtaking altitude in the heart of the Andes, has long been revered as a sacred site and the presumed birthplace of the Incas. However, what is truly astonishing the scientific community and rewriting Andean history are the significant underwater archaeological and religious discoveries unearthed in its depths. These submerged treasures reveal sophisticated pre-Inca ceremonial activity, primarily attributed to the Tiwanaku culture, demonstrating that the lake was a spiritual and political epicenter long before the rise of the Inca Empire. The discoveries, which include offerings of gold, silver, and ceramics, along with evidence of rituals involving sacrifices, offer a glimpse into a complex religious organization and early geopolitical control that developed in the depths of the world's highest navigable lake. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's begin. The meticulous exploration of the bottom of Lake Titicaca has revealed a treasure trove of ritual evidence that testifies to the profound sacredness of the environment for ancient civilizations. One of the most striking discoveries is the finding of intact stone boxes, a type of ritual container that was deliberately placed in the water. Inside these boxes, archaeologists have found a variety of ornaments made of gold, silver, ceramics, and shells. Gold and silver not only represented material wealth, but were metals imbued with profound cosmic significance. Gold associated with the sun, Inti, and silver with the moon, Mamaquilla. Alongside these valuable objects, possible traces of human blood have been found in some of the stone boxes, an indication that suggests the practice of sacrifices as an integral part of ceremonies to appease or honor the lake deities and the major gods. Judging by the richness of the accompanying offerings, these sacrifices were not random acts, but rather large-scale rituals with significant social cost, designed to ensure prosperity and the divine favor of the Andean gods. Another key discovery has been the remains of complex underwater structures. Near the sacred island of the Sun, a mythical site in Andean tradition, scientists have identified remains that suggest the existence of submerged temples and platforms. These structures are estimated to date back between 1,000 and 1,500 years, firmly placing them at the height of the Tiwanaku culture. The discovery of monumental underwater structures indicates that the lake level may have been different in the past, or that the submersion of these buildings was part of a ritual or natural process following their use. In any case, they demonstrate the existence of a highly significant ceremonial center on the lakebed itself. The study of the offerings reveals the complexity of Tiwanaku ceremonies. Incense burners shaped like pumas, a power animal and a central symbol in Tiwanaku iconography, have been found. These objects, along with the stone boxes, suggest that these ceremonies were meticulously planned events. The offerings were deliberately submerged from boats in what must have been a solemn and public act that reaffirmed the power of the religious and political elite. This pattern of offerings at specific points on the lake reinforces the idea that Lake Titicaca was not simply a body of water, but a regional center of spiritual power with defined ritual routes and sites. To make these discoveries, scientists have employed cutting-edge technology. The use of sonar has allowed them to map the lakebed with unprecedented precision, identifying sediment anomalies that corresponded to structures and concentrations of artifacts. Underwater photogrammetry has been crucial for creating detailed three-dimensional models of the submerged structures and for documenting the exact position of offerings in situ before excavation. This non-invasive technology has allowed archaeologists to work at great depths and with reduced visibility, revealing the remains of an advanced civilization that knew how to exploit the resources and sacredness of its lake environment. The findings under Lake Titicaca have transcended the simple value of discovering artifacts to generate a profound impact on the understanding of Andean history and the evolution of complex societies in South America. One of the most surprising aspects is that the findings demonstrate that organized state-run religion in the Andes developed centuries earlier than previously thought. The Tiwanaku culture, which dominated the region between 500 and 1100 CE, is revealed as the pioneer in the practice of highly valuable and complex underwater offerings. The existence of such elaborate and costly rituals at such an early date suggests that Tiwanaku had achieved a level of political and religious centralization capable of mobilizing resources and people for large-scale ceremonies, cementing its power through control of access to the sacred. For a long time, the Inca Empire has dominated the historical narrative of the Andes. However, the findings from Lake Titicaca highlight the fundamental importance of pre-Inca cultures like Tiwanaku in the cultural and ritual consolidation of the region. Submerged evidence from Tiwanaku shows that many religious patterns, symbols, such as the puma and the use of precious metals, and the importance of the lake as a cosmological center were already firmly established before the rise of the Inca Empire. This knowledge helps contextualize cultural development, revealing a progression of complex societies rather than a sudden emergence of Inca grandeur. The inherent mystery surrounding the discovery is also a source of great surprise. It is a well-known fact that 70% of the planet is covered by water, and the bottom of Lake Titicaca is a clear example of how deep aquatic environments can act as time capsules that preserve secrets. The visibility of an underwater temple and the intact offerings suggest that the lakebed still holds immense treasures of knowledge that could further alter our understanding. The findings show how a complex, ritualistic society used the lake for its spiritual and political connection, conceiving of the body of water not as a boundary, but as a portal or link to the gods of the underworld and the sky. Like, subscribe and share. The quantity and quality of the artifacts, along with the nature of the sacrificial rituals, position Tiwanaku as an epicenter of power in the Andean highlands. The ability to accumulate and offer large quantities of gold and silver implies control over trade routes and sources of raw materials. The adoption of costly rituals, such as human sacrifice, if the blood evidence is confirmed, is characteristic of early states that sought to legitimize their rule through sacred terror and an exclusive divine connection. In this sense, Lake Titicaca was more than a place of worship. It was a geopolitical space where the Tiwanaku elite exerted their influence. By making their most important and elaborate offerings at the lake, they not only secured the favor of the gods but also sent a powerful message to the surrounding communities, establishing the lake as a center of authority that transcended immediate political and geographical boundaries. The lake was the source of life and the center of their faith, and whoever controlled the rituals at the lake controlled the region. The discoveries beneath Lake Titicaca have unveiled a chapter of Andean history that remained literally hidden at its bottom. These submerged treasures, dating to the Tiwanaku period, demonstrate the existence of a complex civilization with sophisticated sacred rituals and an organized religion that developed long before the Inca era. The exploration of this icy body of water, combining cutting-edge technology with rigorous archaeology, has transformed the lake from a mere mythical site into a crucial historical archive for understanding the evolution of the great cultures that flourished in the Andean highlands. The immensity and mystery of Titicaca promise that many more secrets of this fascinating civilization remain to be revealed. Lake Titicaca, cradle of Andean myths and the highest navigable body of water in the world, has always exerted a powerful fascination. For pre-Columbian cultures, it was the place from which the sun, the moon, and the first human beings emerged. However, thanks to modern exploration, this reservoir of legends has been radically redefined. The arduous task of combining cutting-edge technology with rigorous archaeology has brought about a metamorphosis in the perception of the lake, transforming it from a mere mythical site into a crucial historical archive for understanding the evolution of the great cultures that flourished in the Andean highlands, notably the Tiwanaku and Inca civilizations. The vastness of Lake Titicaca, along with its icy deep waters, has acted as a natural time capsule. The low temperatures and relative anoxia at the bottom have allowed for the exceptional preservation of organic materials and artifacts that would otherwise have disintegrated. This has enabled underwater archaeologists using submersibles, side-scan sonar, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, to access and map sunken structures and offerings dating back thousands of years. The most significant impact of these explorations is focused on the Tiwanaku civilization, c. 400, 1000 CE. Underwater findings have revealed not only submerged ceremonial centers, but also complex offerings that corroborate and enrich Andean mythology. Ritual offerings, intact ceramic vessels, gold and silver artifacts, and even the remains of sacrificed young llamas have been found. These items were deliberately placed at strategic points in the lake, particularly near the islands of the sun and the moon, acting as bridges between the earthly world and the aquatic world of their deities. Underwater engineering. The detection of stone walls and complex architectural structures underwater suggests that parts of the Tiwanaku site sank due to climate change and fluctuations in lake level over the centuries. This makes the lake a graveyard of its own architecture, providing a direct record of its environmental variations and their impact on society. Immersion in these sites not only confirms the ritual importance of the lake, but also provides critical information about navigation routes, maritime technology, such as totora reed rafts, and resource management in the Inca Empire, whose influence extended across much of the Central Andes. Despite monumental advances, the immensity and mystery of Lake Titicaca promise that many more secrets of this fascinating civilization remain to be revealed. The lake covers more than 8,300 square kilometers, and its maximum depth exceeds 280 meters. The areas explored so far represent only a tiny fraction of its archaeological potential. The lake's resistance to revealing its secrets is due to both its size and the extreme working conditions. Archaeologists hope to find more evidence about origins of agriculture, possible remains of submerged agricultural fields or waru-waru, raised fields, that could date from formative periods. Intercultural contacts, evidence of trade or ritual exchange with Amazonian or coastal cultures. Using the lake as a central connection point, elite tombs, aquatic burial sites of Tiwanaku rulers or shamans, which could contain grave goods and crucial genetic data. The exploration of Lake Titicaca is the chronicle of an ongoing dialogue between science and legend. Each artifact unearthed from the frigid depths not only honors the myths surrounding the lake, but also firmly anchors it in history, reaffirming its role not only as a deity, but as the beating heart of Andean civilization. Like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.